LeBron, the big quote from LeBron James, he told Doris, I'm home. I mean, they're on the road, but he was very much at home, and he brought the title home.
Well, he's now a 3-time champion. This is the reason why he came home, to win it for the land. Win it for his home, the teachers that taught him growing up, the coaches, his mom, his grandparents. 52 years it's been since they won a championship in that state. Not any longer. And so proud and happy for LeBron James and everybody else on that team as well.
Triple-double for LeBron James and a tremendous shot from Kyrie Irving in a tie game in the final minute.
I mean, that's what he does. I mean, this team is better when he's scoring a lot of points. Don't worry about him facilitating. LeBron James can do that. But also, I want to talk a little bit about T. Lue, man. Fantastic job. He built this team from the day he took over. He built this team to beat the Warriors. Not to get to the finals, to beat the Warriors. They played small, they played fast, knocked down a lot of three-point jump shots. I mean, just a great, great team and organizational win.
Got to be a tough night for David Blatt, wherever he is. Maybe he's hoisting one right now. And LeBron, for all the talk of the clutch shot, the MVP, and the promise, LeBron on the defensive end, which never gets enough attention. That big block he had might have been the key play of the game.
Listen, I've often said this. When he's trailing, he's the #1 guy in the league to watch out for, because he'll come out of nowhere and put it into the stands. And in this particular case, with about 53 seconds left, pin it to the boards. You just can't say enough about him. You can't talk enough about how happy you are for him. I said coming into this series that under ideal circumstances, I would pick Golden State to win this series in 7 games. But I hoped I was wrong, because LeBron James, with that level of greatness, doesn't deserve to have 5 NBA Finals losses on his resume. And you knew that no matter what he did, had it come down to a loss in the finals again, that's all you would have heard about attached to the name of LeBron James. He didn't deserve it. He showed up. He played like a league MVP for a vast majority of the series, especially in games 5, 6, and 7 when it counted at most. And listen, J.R. Smith, 3 big three-pointers in the third quarter. Kyrie Irving having Steph Curry in isolation. Big-time 3 to seal a deal. That's a component LeBron James didn't have in last year's NBA Finals. And then you look at Golden State. For all the love that you want to give LeBron James, Steph Curry, no show. I mean, it was a relatively anemic performance as far as I'm concerned, according to Steph Curry standards. Don't get me started with the big boys there. They were non-existent.
Let me just give you the numbers on Curry. In the fourth quarter alone, 1 of 6 shooting, 1 of 5 from 3, the unanimous MVP.
Well, let me say
in the
this.
fourth alone.
I don't know if he was hurt, if he was nervous, or believe it or not, the moment was too big for even him, or whether he was distracted. Something was missing. He wasn't the Steph Curry that we've come to know and love and grow accustomed to seeing. Klay Thompson wasn't spectacular either, but there was some shots that he had, just like there was some shots Steph hit. It was a wasted effort on the part of Draymond Green, who was playing like a man amongst boys. I look at Steve Kerr and I'm like, you've got to find that man in the second half, because the way he was flowing, you've got to find a way to get him the ball. They did it. In the end, what it comes down to is that the Cleveland Cavaliers, led by LeBron James, defeated a Golden State Warriors team that was not led by the league MVP, because he had some key sloppy turnovers, particularly in the second half as well.
Yeah, Chauncey, he was real loosey-goosey with the ball in the fourth quarter especially.
Tough decision-making by Steph Curry. I mean, he hasn't been himself the whole series. I mean, I tell you what, 2 7-game series, these teams wore him down. Russell Westbrook, those guys, they beat on him for 7 games. Now these guys who are allowed to play physical beat on him for 7 games. Mentally, probably a little fatigued, physically fatigued. But I tell you what, we've been critical of Kevin Love all series.
Yeah.
I thought he came to play
Big
today.
time.
13 rebounds in the first half.
14
Didn't
rebounds.
score a lot, but 14, I mean, he really grinded inside. Didn't settle for just hanging out behind the three-point line. He deserves some credit for this game, too.
Keep in mind, we made so much of the home court advantage, maybe the best home court advantage in the NBA. 2 losses in the regular season here, only 2. They wind up with 3 home losses in the postseason, including 2 in this series.
Well, let's make sure we make a very, very valid point here. There are some people out there that are going to look at Steph Curry going up against OKC, 7-game series, going up against the Cleveland Cavaliers, 7-game series, physically imposing their will on them, bumping them screens and picks, the Steven Adams of the world. In this particular instance, you've got LeBron James with Tristan Thompson and everybody, Kevin Love even. Everybody was making sure that Steph Curry felt their presence. So there are some out there that's going to look at him and say, well, he wasn't 100% healthy. Well, guess what? Last year, LeBron James didn't have Kyrie. He didn't have Kevin Love. He certainly had that excuse. I don't recall anybody having too much compassion for LeBron James last year when he didn't have his horses. So if he didn't get the benefit of the doubt in that regard last year, we damn sure ain't going to give it to Steph Curry this time.
Well, and Andre Iguodala said it when we were asking about his back. He said, look, nobody's 100% this time of year. After this many games, nobody's 100%. And so you just go with what you got.
I give him a lot of credit because when you look at an Andre Iguodala, this guy played 37 minutes. Fresh off of having back spasms in Game 6. Give him a lot of credit. But the fact that he was on the floor and they still lost this game. They got beat.
Well,
plain and simple.
It was great, obviously, to be here at the game, and it's still rather noisy. You saw the Cavs were in the locker room.
A lot of Cleveland fans here.
They got a lot of Cleveland fans, but the place to be right now is Cleveland, OHIO, and that's where we find our very own John Buccigross, the host of the party. Bucci, man.
Yeah, thanks so much, Leaves. Miss you out there in California, but yeah. They are pumped here in Cleveland. Red right 88, the drive, the shot, 95, 97. It's all forgiven. It's all forgotten tonight. It really does remind me of 2004 when the Red Sox won their World Series finally. That was just a baseball curse they were looking to break. But Steve Levy mentioned how he could hear Cleveland fans in the opposing arena. And, of course, when the Red Sox broke their curse, there were lots of fans in St. Louis. And of course, then here in Cleveland, watching at this huge watch party on this beautiful, breezy summer night. The weather could not have been better the last 2 days here in Ohio. They are here by the tens of thousands, all ages, here to watch this game tonight. They convened down on the city. The city was hustling and bustling all day long in the sunshine. On my way walking here from the hotel, I saw two people walk out of St. John the Evangelist Cathedral. Both had Cleveland Cavaliers shirts out, and whether they lit a candle or said a rosary, their prayer was answered tonight as the Cavaliers win, coming back from 3 games to 1, breaking all of those curses across the land here in Ohio. What do you have over on 4th Street, Michael?
4th and Prospect. The crowd has only swelled over the last several minutes as people continue to pour out into the streets and celebrate this once-in-a-lifetime accomplishment for the people in this city. Again, it's been more than 50-plus years since people celebrated a championship here in the city. One thing that I've noticed from all the people is that some of them don't even know how they want to show their emotions. I've seen people on the verge of tears. I've seen people just smiling. I've seen people yelling to the camera, "Give us our respect." Because so many people define their worth of city pride by how the sports championship teams do. And now the Cavs have given this city a championship, something that a lot of people here maybe thought they would never see. But again, as you can tell, emotion, a great cross-section of the city of Cleveland. And again, for the most part, it has been very safe and calm. A lot of high voices, obviously, laughter and things of that nature, but no real damage, no fights that I've seen from my location here at 4th and Prospect. It's the atmosphere you would want for a city to celebrate something that took them so long to achieve. The question is, when is anybody going to go home? We're going to find out because we'll be here all night here on Sportscenter.
Yeah, it's a crazy scene. We'll see what happens the rest of the night. There are some reports of a fire truck perhaps being stolen by some people. We'll see. But it is early, and it's a beautiful night, so people are not going to go anywhere for quite some time. But the party continues here, Steve Levy. It's just, again, shock and a lot of what do we do now? They're not used to this. They're a bit out of practice, so they're going to get it all out tonight. Back to Oakland and Steve Levy.
Booch, thanks very much. Back here with the fellas.
Stolen fire truck. What could go wrong?
Michael Eaves is going to be here all night. Oh, you're going to be there all night. And can I say this? For the most part, none of us, we're not a rooting interest here. We don't care who wins.
No.
You know what? I root for people. I want to see happiness. Good for Cleveland. Good for the city of Cleveland. Good for Ohio. And good for LeBron.
I am ecstatic. I am happy for the city of Cleveland, but I am not going to be a liar. I am incredibly jealous. I am a native New Yorker. I am a diehard, hardcore Knicks fan who haven't won a championship since 1973. I understand that's not 1964. I understand that there are other professional sports teams that have won a championship and brought a championship to their city, but the fact that the New York Knicks don't have a championship since 1963, but LeBron LeBron James comes from South Beach and delivers a championship to the city of Cleveland inside of 2 years, that makes me highly disgusted at the Knicks. But that's just me.
Hey, I'm a Saints fan, and, you know, I know what it's like to wait your whole life to finally get that championship. So enjoy it, Cleveland.
Enjoy it.